Here's a hot tub. I want to use it, but I'm scared. I gotta fill the water over the jets, make sure they're completely covered. I honestly have no clue what I'm doing, so I'm just winging it and hoping for the best. It took me like 16 or 17 minutes to fill this up completely over the jets. I have no clue what soap to use, but the internet said to use dish soap. While this still fills up, I'm gonna take off all of these curtains and put new ones up. I was doing my best not to fall down and bust my face because it was wet and awkward and didn't seem very level. I'm also 4'0", so that didn't help either. Just gonna quickly take these down and throw them that way, pretending that I have any sort of balance. I got the best little videographer in the background. She's 6 years old and did a great job. These Alaskan homes are built so differently, and I'm still getting used to everything. Finally down to the last little bit of this, if I can get it off of here. I dropped some of the hooks in the tub and I thought I was going to get out and then burn myself like an idiot. So then I tried to use a fork and that wasn't going to work either because the water was too deep. So then I went back with some tongs and that wasn't working either. So then I opted to just leave them in there and hope for the best. More dish soap because it didn't make bubbles like I thought it would. We are about to turn on the jets and hope for the best at this point. It did take 16 minutes to fill it up over the jets and boom. What I didn't know is I should have opened that window. It got so hot in there and it was steaming and I actually set off the smoke detectors. Which then set off the security system. So then I got all these alarms going off and the security system going off and people calling, trying to make sure everything's okay. But we were fine and I grabbed this scrubber. I definitely could have done without the extender, but anyhow, whoosha. It had 3 different pieces that came with it. I went ahead and went with the biggest brush. It fits basically like a puzzle piece and just pops right together with little to no effort. And we are good to go. I went around the edges with the pink stuff. It's just what I prefer to use to clean. You do you and I'ma do me. Again, I should have taken the extender off this, but I have to make everything harder. It charges with a USB-C cord and everything's digital on it. It worked really well. I'm not sure how you're supposed to clean tile and grout, but this is what I did. Went up the wall over here. Got everything as best as I could. Definitely made life a lot easier with the extender in this part, but everywhere else I should have definitely taken it off. It was super easy to use and maneuver. It wasn't heavy and it was easy to control. I did end up swapping out the bristles to hit the corners and the smaller pieces, which you can see here around the edge. It's got more of a point on it. But overall, it did a great job and definitely helped me from having to reach over all of that. I'm just gonna come around the edges once more. That water is still bubbling over. You're supposed to run the jets for like 15 minutes, I believe, so that timer was going. I ended up draining it and then popping the tops off, and this is what it looked like. That is not gold. The color was actually a cream color. That is dirt and buildup in there. So I'm going to take a tiny bristle brush and do my best to scrub around all of the edges. I used a butter knife to hold the piece out that latches it and then twist them off. And that's super gross. I'm going to repeat this process on all of them and then start scrubbing it with that bristle brush. At this point, I was just using an all-purpose bleach spray cleaner. Used the shower head for some extra pressure to get in there and clean out majority of it. My back was killing me, but we were going to get this done. Here's the filter. It didn't look as bad as I thought it was going to look. Surprisingly, it was the cleanest of everything. Spraying it down, doing a 1-over, give it a little scrub, rinse it off one more again, and pop everything back on. Got to spray out the filter one last time. And then I just wanted to see if anything else would come out here. Add a little spray on all these pieces and individually scrub them. Then we're going to spray them off before we pop them all back into place. Make sure that they're all nice and clean. Popping them back in was definitely easier than trying to get them out. Kind of tried to straighten up the jets. We love us some good commentary.